I fell and lost to the war, shot me dead. I was lost and I said to the voices in my head, I gotta get up again. I gotta get up to another day. I'm not giving up again. I gotta get up. I gotta get up. I gotta get up again. I gotta get up to another day. I'm not giving up again. I gotta get up. I gotta get up. I gotta get up again. Look into my eyes. My heart beats like a drum. You listen to my lies. Love is far to come. Your love is far. Running at the speed of light, kissing under city lights. Calls me in this morning time, but it just goes on. Running at the speed of light, kissing under city lights. Calls me in this morning time, but it just goes on. Gotta get up again. I gotta get up to another day. I'm not giving up again.
When I think of you and I, it takes me to a special place in my mind where we can be together. And I still hope that you'll be mine forever. Even though you're far away, I still know we need to begin. We are together. inside is fleeting when your heart's bleeding and all you can see is red. Till you discover it is within each other to forgive and make amends. If I had known then what I know now, I wouldn't have said what I said. I took the long road, thought I'd be better on my own. Sometimes what's right is wrong instead. 'Cause I was too young and I didn't understand that you were the one. And I can't wait to see you again. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. 'Cause I was too young and I didn't understand that you were the one. And I can't wait to see you
What's up? If I pronounce it right, Petra? Yeah, I'm just waiting on the FOMC meeting. I don't think I'm gonna place any orders today. I just really want to see what's gonna happen. Because this meeting, I think, plus tomorrow's job report should hopefully finally break Bitcoin out of this sideways structure. So that's just what I'm waiting on. I really want to add more. I want to add like between by the end of February. I would like to add between 10 to 20,000 more to my BITU trading for Bitcoin. As long as we stay either within this channel or break below it. If we break higher by the end of this week due to the FOMC meeting and the jobs report, then I'm not going to add anymore. I'm just going to let it run up. But if it stays flat or goes down, I really want to add more. Hopefully by Friday I'll do the next adding to the trade again. I just transferred some funds and they haven't settled yet, but they should be good to go by Friday. So it should be just in time to add more to the position if we show any weakness for today's event and tomorrow's report. That's what I'm waiting on. Hey Survivor, what's up? I was just telling Betcha that I want to add more to my BITU trade because I have a position with BITU. I want to add more to it if today's meeting and tomorrow's jobs report ends up being negative. So if this finally, so we're moving in the sideways structure. We keep finding support and resistances within this channel. So if we could finally break out of it, I would like to add more if it breaks down to the downside, I would like to add more to take advantage of sub 100k levels on Bitcoin. But if it breaks higher, then I'm not going to add. I'm just going to let the position I currently have run and do its thing. But if it can stay flat, weak, maybe come down and break below the channel once again like it did here, I would like to add more. So I'm not gonna do it today. The funds that I transfer are still settling, but they should be good to go by tomorrow or Friday. And then I'll add more. Just waiting on to see what happens here. Yeah, I used to trade a lot of other kinds of stuff, but I found a good footing, a good foundation in Bitcoin. It makes sense to me. It's something that clicks in my head a lot more. So like if you just look through the channel, pretty much all my videos are Bitcoin based. Rather it's through a Bitcoin mining company or a company that is highly involved in Bitcoin. I mostly trade that. I do want to start trading other cryptos later this year, like Ethereum, and I want to start trading like Solana and some other stuff. But I've been very focused on Bitcoin, and I mostly trade it through leveraged ETFs like BitU and stuff like that. SBIT, BitU. Just depends, but yeah, pretty much just Bitcoin focused. There's so many different markets. Like dabble in each of them if you can, like forex, commodities, metals, stuff like that. Broad market indexes. Just try everything. But to me, Bitcoin ended up making the most sense to me. So I'm trying to get better with Bitcoin, and then once I feel like I'm getting better with it, I want to start dabbling in other cryptos as well. Hopefully in an hour the FOMC meeting will start, and I'm going to try to capture that I'm going to try to pull up like a live stream of it so I can put it here on the side. I don't really know what's going to happen though when it comes to how the market's going to anticipate or settle with this meeting and tomorrow's jobs report, because there's enough like upside potential and downside potential. That's why I'm waiting to see what happens to know if I'm just going to let my position ride out or if I'm going to accumulate more, because I strongly believe that Bitcoin will fill in this imbalance right here soon and eventually reach into a new all-time high, the next leg up area up here. I strongly believe that's going to happen. But short-term risk is like retesting previous lows, trying to retest new liquidity walls that have formed, which tend to act as magnets sometimes, and then finally just continuing to bounce back and forth from all these different liquidity walls until something causes it to have a break of structure. It just takes time, as you can see. It's been happening for a while. But we are in the discounted portions of this overall sideways larger picture move that we've been in for a little bit now. There's more reasons for the price to go up in my opinion, but short-term risk so shows that it wants to potentially test some lower boundaries down here. But this also makes me confident seeing this big dip down, where we've seen pretty much this extension area for the support, this extension support area being filled, which I've seen this happen many times in the past, and then having enough momentum or enough like bullishness where it can recover and get close to filling in this imbalance, but also using this little like consolidation area as the resistance. That also gives me confidence that there's enough bullishness to retest these higher areas up here and finally reach this imbalance for a more of a major resistance. But we just got to see what happens the rest of this week, because these news events just are causing a lot of fear and a lot of I mean, we're not gonna hear anything different today than Jerome Powell said like 3 weeks ago. So I'm not expecting much of a difference. But then the jobless claims tomorrow is a big deal, I believe. So that should have by the end of this week we should see enough of something to finally have this breakout either to the downside or to the upside. But I'm ready to add if it comes down, because if it comes down, I don't believe it's gonna last very long. I believe it's gonna be very short-lived, and then it'll quickly recover back up into this channel. But I do believe by the end of February, if not sometime in March, but I do believe by the end of February, we can start breaking up higher. But time will tell. Time will tell if I'm right on that or not. So there's not really much. There's not really much to it. It doesn't make sense for me to day trade this. There's too much mixed news. Like, everyone's already kind of knowing what Jerome Powell is going to say today. But at the same time, it doesn't seem like the current value of where we're trading at in this channel is reflecting that. It's just too many question marks. So I'm just gonna let this do its thing for today and tomorrow, and then maybe make a transaction Friday. But the last week of February is the one I'm really looking forward to, because we should see a lot of volume being created on the last week of February. And then also a good sign that there's going to be a big move in either direction happening soon is that the liquidity maps have been resetting a lot. And rather you're looking at the 24-hour, the 1 week, 1 month, or whatever, a lot of the liquidity walls have disappeared, and slowly new ones are forming. So that means a lot of leveraged trades have been exited out of, and new ones are being created. So then that should also influence finally more of a move in either direction. And it makes sense. It makes sense that it will go up, but again, today's meeting and tomorrow's jobless claims is too much of a big deal for me to want to add to a position too early or anything like that. But besides this one being filled, this one right here also got filled very nicely. So I do believe there's a lot more bullish momentum building up, but it's just, like I said, these two things just are too much of a big deal to get ahead of myself too much. And that's why I just think being patient with crypto is important, and just letting things become more clear, which they always do. Just sometimes it may take like a week or two of you just sitting there watching the charts, waiting for like something clear to happen. And I said this in a lot of videos. Um, I want to give another reason why I do believe, even if we see a little bit of short-term weakness, we still have upside to look for. Is because last time Bitcoin was in this like larger like sideways consolidation phase that lasted a while. This one began um, early January, I believe. Um, there was still a lot of background buying on Bitcoin, and we didn't see any major lows after any swing lows. That indicates there's a significant amount of bearish momentum building up. So everything's kind of repeating, and there's a more aggressive amount of like background buying from government, states, and companies this time around. So it just gives me confidence that that the bull market is not over yet, and we still have more upside to go. And normally these cycles don't end till like October to November from the following year from the Bitcoin halving that happens every 4 years. So there's still plenty of time. So I'm still being aggressive with my trades. And I mostly swing trades. I probably complete like maybe not a whole lot, but maybe close to like a dozen swing trades or around a dozen swing trades a year, something like that. Yeah, I agree. I think there's gonna be a big well, if I'm gonna give like a super simple reason, for example, I feel like most people could probably relate to this too, is like if you consider that usually Februaries tend to be a very bullish month for Bitcoin most of the time. It's quite strong. If you consider that, and then you consider this sideways consolidation we've been in for a while, and now we are in the discounted portions of it, and we still have basically like a week and a half left of basically February. So if you just consider that, like, we've been consolidating for quite a while to the side, so it looks like we're in this like time consolidation phase instead of it being purely price corrective. And we are in the discounted portions with this much time left in February. It's like, oh, it makes sense that, you know, we have enough time where we can attempt to try to recover back to the premium side of this overall fluctuative consolidation phase. So it makes sense that it would potentially want to do that. And I think MSTR is looking to buy another $2 billion worth of Bitcoin soon. And then with, like, for example, MSTR, it's also in a similar pattern, but it's also, for example, so like this imbalance down here that tends to act as a magnet and support. As you can see, it in this area ended up filling in a little bit, filled in completely, and then it keeps retesting it. And it doesn't want to break below it, and it's trying to keep its momentum on the bullish side. It's just it seems like, you know, it really wants to do something, and I do believe if it were to pop up enough by the end of February, if not early March, like you also said, it should be up in this area. When that does happen, I believe this is the next major resistance area where we can see some more consolidation before potentially pumping up higher, back to $500 for MSTR. But I think it's a really good buy. I think MSTR is a really good buy for anyone that has like 1 to 3 month holding period for it. I think it's a solid swing trade at these levels. And then, you know, potentially it will give a chance for people to continue to accumulate if if it does want to dip, and it most likely will. Because if this FOMC median jobless claims, it ends up being a little scary. We can easily see a retest green once again, and then like any moment it touches the green, it's just a clear sign to begin accumulating, in my opinion. Because it usually recovers from it very fast, and it has enough of a foundation base where I strongly believe that the likelihood of it falling below this green area is just a lot smaller. Like if you, it would be a double bottom like for this one if it were to come down and reach around 285. But there's just too many dips in here. It's been too fluctuative. I usually don't. I don't think it's clear enough for me to really say it's a double bottom. Unlike Mara, I can remove this now because I already made my point on that. But I did say, I don't know if it was yesterday's video or the day before that. I think it was yesterday. I said in the video for the Mara chart planning video that even though we came down, and I said, and then the one before that I said we were up here at the time, and I said this seems like a strong resistance, and I wouldn't be surprised if it comes down and tries to retest this red area. It ended up coming down, and then during the following video I said we didn't really reach the red area too much. It is a great time to start accumulating because it is very much discounted, and any further low will be quickly recovered, in my opinion. But I wouldn't be surprised if it maybe in the following days attempts to retest the red area, and then next thing you know, it tried rallying up a little bit, but it quickly got rejected, and now it's trying to dip a little lower, trying to reach below 1590 to try to go into that red area a little bit more. So it's a really strong buy, and especially if like throughout the rest of this week, for the next little bit we have today, and then for the rest of the 2 days we have. I usually go live every market open day. I usually don't go live on the weekends. Sometimes I try to do other things on my weekends. There's like, I'm working on my website more. I'm working on a little like beginner's course that's like super competitively priced. It's just something to like put my name out there a lot more. So I'm working on a lot of stuff on the weekend, and then during the weekdays, I try to live stream Bitcoin, my charts, and I make adjustments on the charts. So I do think we can dip down a little bit more into here, but it's gonna be super short lived. Yeah, I usually like, I wake up late, I sleep in a lot, but I sleep in too much. I need to fix that. But basically the purpose of these live streams is that I don't trade every single day, but the reason I try to stay consistent is because there's always moves that happen throughout the day. Every day there's always some kind of update, rather it's updating the liquidity walls, rather it's updating new support and resistances, or rather it's making adjustments to any extension areas like this that may be invalidated. So anytime there's something that needs to be done, I want to update it. So I usually live stream throughout the entire market hours, and sometimes a little bit after market hours if Bitcoin is moving enough. And the whole purpose of it is because there are a lot of people that like to sometimes jump into the stream every now and then to kind of get an update on what my chart looks like, and if I have any like any new changes. And people like to see what kind of changes there are, and maybe what I'm looking for, any important value areas like this area, to make sure my support areas are still valid and I haven't changed them or anything. And sometimes, not every day, but sometimes I do take day trades during the live stream if there's a clear opportunity. So sometimes there's like active trading going on, or sometimes I'm just monitoring a swing trade like I am now. But most of the time it's just trying to capture live any changes I have to make to like all these value areas, because I take these value areas very seriously. They're like the main factors on where I'm buying and selling. So I try to just leave it here. People could jump in every now and then to take a quick look to see if I have any changes for the people that want to do that, and then that's it. So that's why you'll notice that a lot of my live streams throughout the day, sometimes I'm not here. I just leave my chart up and I go hang out somewhere, maybe go get some frozen yogurt or whatever. I'll come back, check on it, or I'll be playing video games or whatever. But I just leave it live to keep those updates live, and like half of the time I'm not even here. I just come whenever I need to do a little update. I think it's like 30 minutes away now, I think, roughly. And usually every time I make like a significant trade or anything that I want people to see, which I don't close out trades too often. I don't open trades too often. Like I said, I probably take around a dozen trades a year. I try to make videos on like showing whatever the P&L is, any things I did and that maybe I should have done differently, regardless of the result, or if I have any specific points I really want to point out of things I look for. It's just, all the trades are always different, so I try to kind of use them as educational content for the channel. But yeah, most of my trading is just sitting here and watching the charts. I don't do much. My trades are very exciting, and most of my trades, some swing trades, I usually hold them for 2 to 4 weeks. It just depends. But the majority of the trades, like most of, like, let's say I take, let's say like in 1 year, for example, I may take like 8 to 9 trades. A lot of those trades may be like 1 to 2 months out. So my swing trades aren't very short term, because I try to take advantage of the bigger overall fluctuations on Bitcoin. That's why you'll never really see me trading below the 1 hour candles. I usually try to use dailies, dailies, 4 hour, 1 hours to kind of look at the bigger picture. I just try to avoid all the short-term noise. A lot of the small fluctuations, short-term noise, makes me overthink too much, and I don't feel like I'm advanced enough to dabble in that as much as I really want to. But soon enough, we'll see how that evolves. And then soon I'm still trying to figure out a way to show my trades live on here, because it's a little difficult. I'm still trying to figure out a good way. I might take out the free Discord advertisement on there or something, or maybe I'll like split the screen in half and use like the Thinkorswim platform on the. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm still trying to figure it out. But I'm trying to do something where I can have my trades live, and then people can see my P&L live throughout the streams, instead of me just making update videos. Because I know people want to see it live, like what my P&L looks like at the moment, not waiting until I close out a trade to like do an update on it. It's just not. It could be better than that. I'm still trying to figure out how I can make that work properly. And I'm pretty sure it's not difficult. Maybe I'm just overthinking it too much, but it will happen soon. Plus, I got a large tax bill, so I'm planning to close out this BITU trade by the end of March, because I'm gonna use, and I should be in the profit by the end of March. I strongly believe Bitcoin will be up there, but I want to use some of that capital to pay a tax bill I have from 2024. Okay, so 30 Yeah, we still have like maybe 30 minutes. Roughly, I think. I think I'm a 2 hour difference from Easter. I don't know, but it will happen soon. I really wanted this to happen already. Because I've been trying to go out, hang out, like. But I strongly believe like if you trade for a while, it's just my opinion though. It's just absolutely my opinion. But if you trade for a while and you've been trading for years and your trading doesn't become somewhat boring, but you still love it, then I feel like a lot of people are doing something wrong. Because trading should become boring over time. But at the same time you still love it. Like you still love it a lot. Like a love-hate relationship or something like that. So that's just my opinion on it. And now after a while of trading, it has become boring, which is good because now I focus. That causes me to focus a lot easier on structures instead of focusing on emotions. So like when it becomes boring, I strongly believe it's much easier to separate emotions from trading, and that's just something I've learned from my experience. But I definitely believe I'm still learning. There's a lot. And I'm waiting to see if GameStop announces if they're officially going to actually buy Bitcoin or not. Because GameStop has interest in buying Bitcoin, so I'm very excited to see if they announce it. And then maybe there might be a good GameStop trade and a good Bitcoin trade. At that point, I am going to put GameStop in my watch list because they will officially be involved with Bitcoin. So it would fit into my watch list. And I'm keeping an eye here on YouTube lives. I'm trying to see if I'm trying to wait to see if the FOMC meeting starts going live or something, so I can bring it up over here, you know. Oh, what's up, Tricky? You opened up any new trades lately or something? Exactly, yeah. You know what I mean. You know what I mean, Petra. You have a lot more experience than I do. I think it's been at least 8 years, maybe 8 to 9 years now or something like that. 8 to 10, I don't know. Let's see, 20. Wait, hold on. I can tell you right now exactly how long it's been. It's been like 8.5 years, yeah. Ever since I was in 10th grade, but you know exactly what I mean. Yo, Tricky, are you ready for the FOMC meeting and the jobless report tomorrow and all that? I want to add more to my BitU. I talked about it on my Discord. I'm planning to add more funds to BitU. I want to add another like 10,000 if it breaks below this structure due to fear. If it breaks below this support line, I'm adding more because I really want to take advantage of this. But let's say it's a little too aggressive and it ends up falling even lower. I plan to add another 10,000 on top of that. If it goes more to the extreme side. Thank you, Betcha. It means a lot coming from someone that has been trading for a significant amount of time. Because at the end of the day, I think it's true that like all markets end up colliding in characteristics in a way when it comes to the trader's characteristics, right? So it's like I think that's why in the Viper trading community, I think that's why everyone gets along with each other so well, because even though we all don't trade the same market, at the end of the day, we're all the same. So I think that's what I think that's like the magic, if that makes sense. Hey, Tricky, your Eastern time, right? What time is it for you right now? Because if it's 1:30 for you, then yeah, I think the FOMC meeting will start in just under 30 minutes, right? I'm trying to go on different. I keep looking up minutes or FOMC minutes live on YouTube, trying to see if I can catch like an official network going live or something like that. But none of them are really going live just yet, so I don't really know how far away we are from it. So right now, actually, the BITU trade, because I'm still working on a way to show it live. I can show you guys real quick what the position looks like. And it's just like another swing trade for me. It's nothing that I'm concerned about, because we are gonna go up real soon. But let's see if I can show you guys real quick. Okay, cool. BITU 1,980 shares at an average price of 55.86, which I really like. Any average price under 60 is a really good deal for me. I plan to lower this soon if we do see that one more dip happen. But I'm currently down 14,000. Oh wait, hold on. Let me move this out the way so I can make sure. Yeah, so that's what the position looks like right now. And I've been in positions like that plenty of times. I invested 110,000 into it. I plan to add another 10 or 20 by the end of February. But it just depends on what happens these next 2.5 days, basically. But I'm very confident in the trade. I think I opened that trade like 3 weeks ago. I think it was back here actually when we started dipping aggressively. No, yeah, was it here? Yeah, because this is when the FOMC minutes, the last interest rate announcement was here, and I did a day trade live with it, and it worked out really nicely. But then after it topping out and it coming down to the support line, that's when I began accumulating. The price ended up falling. I didn't close out the position because I saw a clear imbalance fill. So even though we came down a lot, I held on to it, and then I continued to accumulate as the price kept dipping and maxed out here. So now I'm just waiting for it to come up into that imbalance area, and I guess that's the simple way of explaining my approach for this specific trade. I want to see the imbalance gap being filled, which is where I plan to begin shaving off position or shaving off shares in the position, so that way I can lock in some profits, but also have enough to continue profiting in case we do find if there is enough momentum to break past this imbalance resistance area and start trying to make a new all-time high. I've seen this happen, the same pattern has happened so many times in the past. So it makes me confident because oh no, it's all good, man. It gives me confidence because the same foundation, background behind, just overall vibe in the media is still strong. Nothing has changed from all the other times. Dude, 1,055 shares of Mara, just a little under 18, dude. You already know I strongly believe Mara will be back in the 20s soon enough. No, I didn't buy anything this week. I want to buy more BITU by the end of this week. If the FOMC and jobs report that comes out tomorrow, if it is scary enough where it pushes the price back down and tries to retest the support lines down here, excuse me, that's when I plan to accumulate more. I want to buy another. I mean, if it happens today, I might, going into tomorrow, I might buy $5,000 worth, and then if the jobs report continues that decline, then I'll add another 5,000 down there. It just depends how it evolves. But also within the current structure from all this, we're not seeing any weakness in the overall momentum and within the overall structure, because like after coming down here, right, after coming down, regardless of this corrective rally, after coming down all the way down to here to just above 89,000, and then seeing a overshooting B wave up here, which surpassed the swing high here. If this was truly a big miners are getting hit, but like if you look at, I'm gonna get back to this in a moment, but if you look at Mara though, remember I said yeah, my funds should be ready. I made a deposit, it won't be available till either tomorrow or Friday. That's why I won't be able to add today if we do see weakness. But you know, I kept saying that like we will come down, we did, and then if we can see a little bit more continued weakness and actually fall below 1590 or below 1580, like just down here, that'll be really, really sick. But back to this real quick before I lose track. Normally when you have an overshooting B wave in the bigger picture structures like this, you'll usually see the C wave being much lower than the previous major swing low, and that's because it's bearish momentum and it is over exaggerated with B waves, and then it comes down and it tends to be a lot sharper. If it's coming down, doesn't go below it and has a quick correction, then it will continue the sell-off shortly after. In this case it's different, so it's giving me more confidence because we had an overshooting B wave, and then we have a higher low from here, but then instead of it shortly after continuing it, instead we're moving sideways, and then the next little major swing low is still well above the previous one here. So it's like there is a lot of strength in the like Bitcoin foundation, in my opinion. So I'm just not really worried about, like, I'm not worried about it as much as like a lot of other people may be, and it's mainly due to like my experience with Bitcoin and how I evolved my trading with it, and how well I got to know Bitcoin, because after trading something for such a long time, and I think Betcha could relate to it, like you start to understand it more, like if it was a person, and then you understand its moods and all that kind of thing. So it's like, should happen in like 20 minutes, I think, right? Yeah, Tricky, do you know what time the FOMC minutes is? And I think you're Eastern time, right? So it's like, are you 2 hours ahead of me? What time is it for you? Because I think the FOMC meeting is at 2 p.m. and I think that's Eastern. So I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. I'll hate to like miss it, because usually these meetings are pretty short. They don't last very long. I mean, I guess I can always rewatch if I want to be able to have it live, like as it's happening. I keep refreshing YouTube and I'm not getting any news medias going live just yet, so it might still be a little too early. There's like, I think there's like one other YouTuber that's waiting on it live, and yeah, there's like really no live streams just yet, just besides mine and some other guys. Okay, if it's 1:42 for you, then yeah, it should be like in 20 minutes. Because for me, it's 11:43. I mean, you guys can probably see it. I don't know if maybe I need to up my bitrate or something, because I don't know if you guys can see the little information on the top of my screen with the time and all that well. But it's 1:43. Oh, actually, tricky quick thing. I've been thinking about if this trade ends by the end of February or early March, instead of buying like a Corvette or like a sports car, what I might do instead, because this will benefit subscribers more than it would benefit just myself, I may put a portion of the profits of that trade and other profit I've accumulated throughout the year into getting a dedicated office away from home. The one I showed you the other day, in the downtown area. I have my own office where I go there just to make videos and trade. So putting a portion of that to pay like a whole year's lease worth, and then using another portion of the profits and doing a cash giveaway, rather it being like wiring it to someone or whatever, or rather it be like converting it to like Tether or Bitcoin or whatever. Mostly Tether will probably be better, and then sending it through the blockchain to a subscriber or something like that. So I think that will benefit me and it'll benefit the subs instead of just getting a sports car whenever it really just benefiting me. So I'm still thinking about it. We'll see by the end of this trade. Yeah, actually, I'll show it again because I think Betcha is also here, and I think Survivor is hanging out with us too. Basically, so for those of you that don't know, there's this company called Regus, and I'm thinking of getting a tour. They have, like, for example, like right here, dedicated office space, private office spaces, and it's like $250. The Survivor's still alive. He's surviving. It's like $250 starting per person, and you get private office spaces. The only thing I need to figure out is I need to call them and see if they have if these office will be just for me and I can put my computer there and all that, and no one will mess with it, or if when I'm not there other people would use it. So I need to figure that out. And if it is like that, where like it's just me, then I want to get a tour and potentially get a lease going. But yeah, doing a giveaway of like, I don't know, like one giveaway of like 1,000 USDT or something, or like 2 giveaways of 500 USDT, or one giveaway of $1,000 and then 2 giveaways of like $500 or something like that. I don't know, but I think it would be super cool, and I think it will help the channel, and I think it would be beneficial for people that watch. But also, it will give me the office space. It will give people a good reward for just supporting the channel, and then I'll get like the sports car later that year or something like that. But this is the building. This is a fresh building. We'll see. I mean, maybe I'll do like a couple hundred or something, and then I'm like, if we reach 1,000 subscribers, then I'll do like $1,000 giveaway or something like that. But this is the building, so this is where the office spaces are at. Show me any new trades. Show me. So like, this is it somewhere here. I can't find it. Oh, it's over there. So like, this is where it would be at if I do end up pulling the trigger on it. It should be this building right here, and then the office will be somewhere like up here. And the cool thing about it is that it would have a ton of like hangout and bar areas over here. So like down this road, this is always kicking at nighttime. So yeah, I'll, instead of just getting like a sports car, I might just do a cash giveaway or a stable coin giveaway, whatever. And then so the office and a giveaway instead of just a car. Wait, what? Wait, so this whole time you've been driving a kick-ass Mustang with a learner's permit? It's alright, bro. Just don't get, just drive whenever you want, but just don't get caught. That's it. It's as simple as that. Get one of those like license plates where you press a button and then it turns black and then you can just escape. I don't know. That's probably not a good idea. But hey, it's an idea though. But yeah, I think that's a better idea than just getting a sports car. Because plus parking that thing is gonna be a tough. It's gonna be annoying trying to park that somewhere. And I was looking, besides the Corvette too, there's this really dope 4 Series BMW. Dang, Shlomi, yeah. Oh, 1602, that's badass. Tricky has some shares in Mara too, and he's under 20 bucks. I think anything under 20 bucks soon will be amazing. But dude, I think under 60, I say this all the time, under $60 BitU is amazing. And if you're under 50, that's just mind-blowing. That's just mind-blowing. I might add more to my BitU either tomorrow or Friday, and then potentially add even more maybe next week or something like that. Yeah, dude, anything under 20 for Mara is crazy, and then anything under 60 BitU is amazing. Anything under 50 BitU is out of this world, in my opinion. Let me see if I have let me see if this transfer completed. A second transfer I'm trying to make. No, not yet. I don't have it just yet. I have one, but it hasn't settled, and the other one's still trying to transfer. So hopefully it'll be good tomorrow, and hopefully if it is good tomorrow, we'll be in the lower boundaries of this channel. So I can add more. If not, if it just pumps up, then it pumps up. But I can't really argue too much. But hopefully we get a chance to add more. And to be honest, I do believe that, Jerome Power isn't going to say anything different, but it's going to cause more fear again if he's like, oh, we're not in a hurry to cut rates or anything like that, and then it dips down to here, and then the jobless claims, that's a big question mark. I have no idea what's gonna happen with that tomorrow, but hopefully Yeah, Mara definitely, like, you need to be patient with like BitU and Bitcoin and all that, but for sure, even MSTR, but for sure Mara takes the most patience because Mara is it's not as leveraged as like MSTR is, and Mara has a lot more expenses than MSTR, so that's why they're like every bull cycle, they are the high is lower than the previous because of their aggressive growing. And like MSCR cut 20% of their workforce, and they're issuing. It's like these guys are hardcore. I mean, it just depends on the value. Like the overall structure of Mara, whatever structure we're in. Like if we're in the discounted portion, then we're in the discounted portion. It just takes time for it to go back into the premium area. But I don't see why they wouldn't be able to. I'm not trying to be like hopeful or anything. I'm not just trying to be hopeful. I'm not trying to be hyping people up or causing confirmation bias. Confirmation bias or anything like that. I'm just being truthful about like my own opinion. It's like it makes sense for me that Mara will soon be back in the 20s, and even if you want to be super conservative, it should max out somewhere in the low 30s sometime this year. And also I think there's some liquidity forming. Yeah, there's a liquidity wall sort of forming a little under 100,000. So it's still alive. That thing right there. Oh, maybe we should get this meeting going in 5 minutes. Come on. Where is it? I could be wrong, but I think Shlomi has been a multi-year holder for Mara, I think, right? I think that I could be wrong. I could be thinking of something else. I don't see the FOMC minutes live just yet, so just give it a little bit more time. We are seeing some weakness just before though. I made the fade myself. Sometimes I give myself haircuts because I don't do anything fancy. I just do. Sometimes I'll leave the top or like cut it a little bit, and then I'll usually do like a 3, a 2, and then a 1 down here, or I just kind of eyeball it. I don't really. $15.65. I mean, I personally think that even with major weakness, it could go all the way down to like 1650. But I think you're basing that. I mean, it can go. It can go to 1462, but like. Even if that were to happen, I feel like it's just gonna recover pretty quick. Because soon enough, Bitcoin will go up a lot, and then like people are just like FOMO into like mining companies and stuff, and try to push it back up to like previous value gaps and all that stuff. So it's like there's a lot of question marks on how this is gonna evolve throughout the next couple days. couple days in the next week as well. That's why I'm trying to be patient. Yeah, regardless, yeah, whatever. It should go up later this year. So like, if you hodl it, I think you'll be alright. But you know, that's just my opinion. Um, we just there's a lot of like, besides adoption, we're still waiting on that. But the U.S. government to start like the Bitcoin reserve, and that'll happen eventually. Whatever, and then it's like waiting to see if GameStop announces that they're actually gonna start buying, and then waiting for like MSTR to add that other 2 billion they announced, and that will for sure happen. I just don't know when, because every time they say something like that, they always stick with it. I don't have any live streams on the FOMC just yet. There's a couple more people getting ready to stream it as well, so it should happen soon, but none of them are actually broadcasting it just yet. Yeah, the only thing about Mara earnings is that it's pretty much like almost guaranteed to be good, but the only thing that hopefully doesn't ruin it is, what the heck is going on in here? Why does this look like this? Where's the search bar? Oh, wait, hold on. Here, I'll just do it like this. So like, the only thing hopefully that doesn't ruin it is consensus is very high. Consensus is at 0.61 cents per share for like their earnings, which is very high, like if compared to like previous ones. So hopefully the expectations don't ruin the actual result. But so I think what really matters more than the actual earnings report is probably gonna be the earnings call, is what their view is for like the rest of the year or something like that. Like that's what I'm really interested in. There's one guy on YouTube that's talking about like his strategy for a short squeeze soon. The only thing I don't understand is, well, there's got to be enough short liquidity walls, which will be the ones to the upside, to cause the short squeeze. But there's not really that many like liquidity walls to create a potential short squeeze, so I'm not really sure what his plan is. Yeah, the meeting should be starting. Yeah, where is it? Let me see if I can look it up on Google. The FederalReserve.gov website doesn't even have it live either. Their YouTube isn't live either. And then some other YouTubers broadcasting it, they're not showing it just yet. Yeah, it should be at 2 p.m. I think they're just kind of a little late, probably. The Bitcoin's continuing to fall a little bit, so this is good. If it continues to fall and if it can hold into tomorrow down here below 94, I would like to add more, but hopefully it doesn't have like a quick recovery after everything's done or anything like that. Because I want one of two things to happen. I want the price to tank hard, or I want the price to rise hard. Like either of the two. I don't care. I just want one of those two things to happen so I can do something about it. There is some big reasonable fear of Bitcoin potentially reaching 77,000 before. Okay, Fed officials are worried about tariffs, impact on inflation, and see rate cuts on hold. Minutes show. Yeah, nothing new. Nothing new. I don't think they broadcasted it live. I think they just did an announcement. Because I'm over here, like, I keep refreshing this. Like, this guy is trying to stream it, but he's not showing it. They just announced an announcement. Check CNBC. Let's see what kind of live stream they have right now. They're not live streaming it. It might be like on their official like cable network or something, but I don't think they're streaming it on YouTube. I might just go eat breakfast or something and let this just play out. I mean, the announcement already happened, so that's unfortunate. I don't think they're broadcasting on YouTube, but yeah, the fear of tariffs to cause inflation, so interest rates are on hold. Like I said, it was most likely going to be the same thing they announced previously. Market Watch has said Fed minutes, a few officials didn't see much more room for interest rate cuts. So the price should tank. I mean, they're just staying strong on their hawkish view. So hopefully this keeps dripping into tomorrow, and then hopefully those funds will be settled. Yeah, there goes dipping a little bit more. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna eat breakfast and come back later and see how it continues to evolve, even though I'm not gonna do anything about it. See you, Tricky. Keep working out. Soon enough, you'll look like the Hulk, but you won't be green. I've been working out a little bit, Tricky, but I'm getting there. I'm super sore. And I'm still under 120 pounds. Oh, I don't know if you were here, but I went over MSTR a little bit earlier. I'll go over it again. Look, like I said earlier, that MSTR, if it comes back into the green, it's a great time to begin accumulating, in my opinion. We still have to see, because this can be a light test or it can be a deeper test like we've seen here or here. The thing is though that I decided to do some cardio outside the gym, and I have some weights and all that, so I'm doing some basic workouts here because I don't feel like I'm gonna dedicate enough time, and I'm just gonna do super basic workouts that I can do here. So I'm gonna join a gym when I'm a little bit more ready for it. But I got weights, I got some equipment that I use myself here. But MSTR is most likely gonna come down a little bit lower to try to max out the RSI. Depending how the rest of the day evolves, but also depending on the jobs report tomorrow. Like I said, it can either be a slight dip or it can be a more aggressive dip like here or here. Regardless, if it is, as you can see, it's going to quickly recover. And I'm not just going based off of history, I'm going based off value. Because the moment a stock is trading well below any like average, see you tricky? The moment it's below like whatever like true value it should be, it usually recovers from dips pretty quickly, and I believe we're under that. I believe $320 is very discounted, and it soon will be higher up to where it should be. So I think it's a great buy now, and it'll be a great idea to like buy the deeper it goes into the green, because I know it should soon recover. I truly believe it'll be back at like 350 to 400 real soon, and then consistently trade in the 400s soon enough. Like, of course, it just depends on Bitcoin, and they're continuing to accumulate more, so their exposure is going to grow and they're going to become like more leveraged. But I think this area is an amazing buying opportunity for MSTR. So that's like the basic view of it. I'm gonna leave the price close like this so you can see that a little bit better. But I'm gonna use that so it shows that I'm looking for up there. Oh, STRK. I haven't looked at them. I've heard a lot of news on them. Like I get a lot of news updates, and I kept seeing their name, but I can't really give my opinion on it just because I haven't actually taken time to look at this stock whatsoever. I mean, imbalances are filled. What do they do? Oh, this is perpetual strike preferred stock. It's basically the same as MSTR, right? I don't know. I don't really know anything about this exactly. I have to do research on it. I can't really. To be fair, I can't give my opinion on it. Maybe I'll start like looking into it more. Their IPO. So like a new set of shares. I have to look into it more. I really don't know enough to give my opinions in a fair way. I want to see this come down into tomorrow though. I want to see this try to max out the red area once again, double bottom or something like that. And hopefully those funds will be ready, because I really want to add more before Bitcoin finally starts pumping higher. Oh, I'll check it out. I'm gonna go eat breakfast, but if you message me, I'll have my phone with me. I'm gonna leave this up so I can check on it later. The music is good. I'll pump it up a little bit, and then I need to put some food in my. Oh, at least I saw what the announcement was. So now let's just see how this evolves.
in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, 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 won't you let the light shine through? I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, for you, for you, for you, for you, for you, for you.
I'm gonna end the live stream here. Volume is lowering a little bit too much. We're gonna probably see a flat structure for the rest of the trading day, so let's see how this evolves tomorrow though. Thank you for everyone that was hanging out today. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one, maybe a video later today or something like that. But